Hello, my friend. Welcome to our channel again. This continuation of our body and mind. Part 3 is about the non-physical. Part 2 is about the chemicals within. What are those? DOSA, those dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Now here, the non-physical of it. So there's a powerful meditation taught by Sadhguru. They called it Ishakriya meditation. It goes like this. We'll do meditation like the lotus posture. It's mentioned here in its inhalation. Mentally say to yourself, I am not the body. The inhalation should last the whole duration of that thought. With its exhalation, mentally say to yourself, I am not even the mind. The exhalation should last for the whole duration of that thought. That means while inhaling, I am not the body. Exhaling, I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. So, after that meditation, there is even some advice that you can remind yourself that I am not the body. I am not even the mind anytime during the day. And the meditator has a feeling of higher state of happiness while saying those words. Now, for the scientific community, you might say, what happened to this guy? Is he insane? The meditator telling himself, I am not the body. I am not even the mind. Maybe he's crazy and might be in hallucination mode. For me, the scientific community, they are right and correct in their own scientific perspective. Even for our topic is about body and mind. And so why that guy he said he's not the body and he's not even the mind. Now let us have a look and dwell in the spiritual perspective. The other one, scientific, cannot believe. But we are talking now in the spiritual perspective. As I have said in the beginning of my blog that we are tripartite. We have the body, soul, and spirit. To analyze further, the body represents our physical being. The soul and spirit represent our non-physical being. So the physical body, where the body and mind resides. The non-physical being of us, where soul and spirit resides. So when we die, where this body, soul, and mind, body, soul, and spirit go? We are now talking about, we are dealing with religious aspect. So we go on different religious ideas. In Abrahamic religions, like the Jews, Christians, and Muslims. So when we die, the physical body remains on earth through burial or even cremation. The soul and spirit, they will go to a place where they call it as a hell, heaven, or paradise. It will never return to earth. It is a one-way ticket. But in Roman Catholic faith, if the soul is still not fit for heaven, immediately after death, the soul will stay temporarily at purgatory. That is their belief. So after so much prayers for him or her in the loved ones on earth, then at such time it's sufficient enough for their prayers and supplication, then the soul can proceed to heaven. So that is also a one-way ticket, but it temporary in purgatory before goes to heaven or paradise. In Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, Buddhism, religions which originates from India. So this is how I learn from them. So when we die, the physical body remains on earth through burial and cremation. How about the soul and spirit? It will go to a place where they called it as nirvana or paradise. If there is possibility that the soul and spirit will return to earth, then they called it as reincarnation. So in reincarnation idea, the same soul spirit will return back, but it will occupy a different body. And he said even there's a possibility if that previous life is a woman, maybe when she comes back, she come back to a man's body, okay? Or the other way around. So I don't know why it might be the possibility of the flourishing of discussion of LGBTQ. Ay. But if that is a reincarnation, but if the person did something great here on earth, the soul and spirit will never again return to earth. It is a one-way ticket. They called it mukti or spiritual freedom, even without a place in heavenly realms, just a liberation of spirit. Others they say that the spirit or the individual consciousness will merge to the cosmic consciousness. Now, go back to our Isakriya meditation that the meditator telling I'm not the body, I'm not even the mind. So what it means to say I have the physical body, but it's just my temporary dwelling. My body and mind will pass away later, but I'm still alive because I have still soul and spirit. So my true identity is my soul and spirit. Whatever problems I have in the world, it will just pass away, along with the passing of my physical being, where my body and mind resides. So physical body is just temporary. My true identity is my soul and spirit, which are permanent and eternal. So that's why during meditation, I'm not the body, I'm not even the mind. That means I'm not focusing on my physical aspect because I have also the non-physical. So our relentless pursuit of external well-being or happiness, which is very usually external, through our different needs. What are those? The physical, mental, emotional, and social needs. Because of that, that's the drawback that we are already in the verge of annihilating this planet. Because of our demands, it destroy our planet. Demand for food, demand for shelter, demand for clothes, demand for our education, demand for our mobility. We need transportation. Okay? So with those material things, which is the planet Earth is not sufficient enough to provide all of us, the, the 8 billion people, to acquire all these material things. Let's say one family, they have one car, one airplane, one helicopter. So how the Earth can survive or can sustain? So because of this craving of material things, through that meditation, that is just uh, because of so many problems, So some are suffering their failure, but ironically, many are suffering the consequences of their success. They are successful, they are also suffering. Some are suffering their limitations, but many are suffering even their freedom. You give them freedom, they are suffering. They don't know what to do. So what is missing here? Mentioned here is a human consciousness. Everything else in this place, but human being is not in place. If human beings stop obstructing the path of their own happiness, every other solution is at hand. You cannot transform the world without transforming our individuality. So the first step to transforming the individual is doing Isha Kriya meditation that keep reminding us that all the external happiness is just temporary. As temporary as a physical body still exists. But the eternal being within us, the soul and spirit, or we can say spiritual being or spiritual consciousness, will remain forever. Namaskar, namaste. Thank you very much for watching this video.